Okay, let's talk about backdrops. This is another massive violation. We do not want to see people cooking dinner in your kitchen behind you. We don't want to see pets running by. There's all kinds of distractions behind you that could potentially take the message away from you. So there's a couple of things that we suggest. One is staging your background. That's one. And two is using a backdrop. You'll notice that I'm using a backdrop. Okay, I'm using a specific solid backdrop. What that does is takes away any other distractions behind me, and I could use this backdrop for a lot of purposes. Like if I wanted to do product displays, I could actually position myself off to the side during my presentation and use all this, what's called white space, all this background space to demo products. Or I could put a logo here in post-production. Following the recording, I could actually put a graphic here. Some platforms will allow you to put the graphic right there. It's called an over-the-shoulder graphic. Put the logo or the graphic right here while you're doing your presentation. So that's why I like solid backdrops. Again, a backdrop, just because it's a backdrop, doesn't mean it's not going to be distracting. If you get a backdrop that has all kinds of funky pictures and text, and it could still be distracting. So you want a non-distracting backdrop. But here's the other option. Oh, and by the way, you can get those on Amazon real easy. They're really inexpensive. You just purchase the color that you want. Again, keep in mind which clothing you want to wear. You got to consider contrasting, whether you're the appropriate use of colors. But I'm going to tell you what you can't go wrong with. You can't go wrong with solid white backdrops. You can't go wrong with solid black backdrops. Why? Because thanks to Apple has programmed us to have white backgrounds for all of their product demos and training for years. We've used white backgrounds. So that's a safe one. It's also great for putting graphics in the background. But black is also safe because we've been programmed for years watching documentary films. Talking head videos with black backgrounds lit appropriately are very effective. Don't wear a black suit when you have a black backdrop, because guess what's going to happen? Floating head. You're going to be you're going to be a floating head. You're going to disappear. So again, keep in mind what colors you're wearing for clothing and contrast that appropriately with your backdrop. So let's take a look at some backdrops. First of all, let's look at Maria's. Maria's staging her background. She's not using a backdrop. So notice what she's done. She's got a microphone in the back. She's got some certificates on the wall. She has a cocktail table, and it has one of those bifold, kind of like a Oriental design room divider. Okay, knowing that she's in the media business, would you say that's all appropriate to her brand? Okay, give me a wave if you think that's all appropriate for Maria's brand. So here's what I want you to think about. I want you to consider your brand. I want you to consider your brand when choosing your backdrop. If you have a cluttered background, I need you to work on getting rid of the clutter. If you have a bunch of stuff in your background that doesn't support your brand or your message or your topic even, get rid of it, clean it up.